Have you ever wondered if your baby is actually learning during those quiet moments? The truth is, their brain is a scientific marvel. Welcome to Smart Parenting, Baby Behavior Guides. Today, we're doing a 5-minute masterclass on the foundation of human development, attachment theory. Attachment isn't just love. It's a biological imperative, a deep-rooted instinct that ensures your baby's survival and emotional health. When you hold your baby, their brain releases oxytocin. This hormone builds trust and literally wires their neural pathways for future relationships. The key to a secure bond is attunement. It's the art of being in sync with your baby's subtle micro-expressions and needs. Psychologists identify 4 main attachment styles. Understanding these can transform how you react to your child's behavior. First, secure attachment. This is the gold standard. The baby knows you are a secure base, someone who will always be there when they return. Next is anxious attachment. This often happens when a caregiver is inconsistent, sometimes responsive, sometimes distracted. The baby becomes clinging to ensure safety. Third is avoidant. When a baby's needs aren't met over time, they learn to shut down and stop seeking comfort to protect themselves from rejection. Finally, disorganized attachment. This is rare and happens when a caregiver is a source of both fear and comfort. It creates deep internal conflict. To see attachment in action, look at the famous still face experiment. Here, the parent is perfectly attuned, and the baby is happy. But then, the parent goes cold. Watch how quickly the baby notices. They try to get the parent back, pointing, reaching, and eventually crying. This distress shows just how much a baby relies on your reflection to feel safe and real in the world. Your reaction is their reality. This happens because of mirror neurons. When you smile, your baby's brain fires as if they were smiling. You are literally sharing an emotional state. This leads to social referencing. Your baby uses you as an emotional compass. If you look scared, they feel fear. If you look calm, they explore. Practical tip: slow down. Babies process information much slower than adults. Give them 10 seconds to respond to your cue before you change it. Let's start our smart parenting audit. Point 1. When your baby is hurt or scared, do they immediately seek you out? Give yourself a point for yes. Point 2. Do you naturally mirror their joy or surprise? This back and forth is the foundation of empathy. Score 2 out of 5. Don't worry if you aren't perfect. Secure attachment isn't about being perfect. It's about repair. It's how you come back together after a disconnect. Research shows that if you are attuned just 30% of the time, you can still build a secure attachment. The repair is where the growth happens. If you're finding this value helpful, subscribe to Smart Parenting. We're building a community of connected, confident parents. Comment your audit score below. Attachment creates an internal working model. This is the subconscious map your child will use for the rest of their life to navigate trust and love. Is the world safe? Am I worthy of love? These are the questions your attachment style answers for them before they can even speak. Tip: skin-to-skin contact isn't just for newborns. Gentle physical touch regulates a child's nervous system and lowers their cortisol levels instantly. Point 3. During play, do you let your baby lead? Following their interest instead of directing it builds their sense of agency and trust in you. Fathers and secondary caregivers play a unique role. While mothers often provide nurture, fathers often provide activation, helping the baby explore with confidence. Point 4. Can you stay calm when your baby is distressed? Your ability to regulate yourself helps co-regulate them. That's 4 points out of 5. Mary Ainsworth's strange situation experiment changed everything. It proved that how a child reacts to a parent's return is the truest sign of attachment. Final point: do you feel a growing sense of connection, even in the hard times? If yes, you've hit 5-5 on our basic attachment audit. Well done. To summarize, attachment is biology, it's consistent repair, and it's the map for your child's entire future. You are doing a scientific work every day. Becoming a more connected parent doesn't happen overnight. It happens in these small, science-backed moments. Keep showing up. Thanks for watching this 5-minute guide. Set this playlist to your homepage for more deep dives. We'll see you in the next episode of Smart Parenting. Did you know your baby is a master of mimicry? It's not just a cute trick. It's a sophisticated biological process driven by mirror neurons. Welcome back to Smart Parenting. In Part 1, we explored attachment. Today, we're decoding how babies read your emotions to understand the world. Mirror neurons are cells that fire both when we act and when we observe someone else acting. For your baby, your joy is literally their joy. This is emotional contagion. If you are stressed, your baby's mirror neurons pick up those signals. This is why staying calm is your greatest parenting tool. Around 8 to 10 months, social referencing kicks in. Your baby uses your face as a map. They are asking, "Is this safe? How should I feel?" In the visual cliff study, babies wouldn't cross a perceived drop if their mother looked scared. But if she smiled, they crossed with confidence. Practical tip: when your baby encounters something new, wait. Let them look at you and give a clear, calm, emotional signal before you intervene. Let's start our emotional audit. Point 1. Do you notice your baby's mood shifting when yours does? Give yourself a point for observation. This brings us to co-regulation. A baby cannot regulate their own nervous system. They need to borrow yours to find their way back to calm. Point 2. When things get loud, can you take one deep breath before you react? This pause is where co-regulation begins. Score 2 out of 5. Mirror neurons were discovered by Giacomo Rizzolatti by accident. It proved that the brain simulates the world through others. For a baby, you are the world. How is your audit going? Are you finding it easy to stay calm? Comment your score below. We're here to support each other. Mirror neurons are the physiological basis for empathy. By feeling what you feel, your baby is learning the very first lessons of human compassion. Point 3. Do you name their emotions? Saying, "You look frustrated," helps their brain connect the feeling to a concept. That's 3 points out of 5. Tip: exaggerate your expressions during play. Games like Peekaboo are essentially high-speed workouts for their social referencing system. Try to validate instead of distract. When we validate, we help their mirror neurons finish the emotional cycle. Distraction just cuts it short. Point 4. Can you sit with them during a big emotion without trying to fix it immediately? This builds their emotional resilience. Score 4 out of 5. Final point. Do you feel more confident reading their subtle cues today than you did yesterday? If yes, you've hit 5-5 on our emotional audit. Mirror neurons even help with language. By feeling how you move your mouth, their brain prepares to speak its first words. Every interaction is a lesson. Remember, you are their social compass. They don't just see your face, they use it to build their entire understanding of safety and social norms. To summarize, mirror neurons create the how, and social referencing creates the what. You are teaching them how to be human through your every breath. We're halfway through our 20-minute masterclass. Next week, we explore object permanence and why games like hide and seek are so important. Thanks for watching Part 2. Make sure to set this playlist to your YouTube homepage to keep your authority building. We'll see you in Part 3. Where did it go? For a 4-month-old, when an object is out of sight, it literally ceases to exist. This is the mystery of object permanence. Welcome back to Smart Parenting. We've covered attachment and emotions. Today, we dive into the cognitive architecture of your baby's mind through the lens of play. Object permanence is the understanding that things continue to exist even when they cannot be seen, heard, or touched. It's a massive intellectual milestone. Jean Piaget, the pioneer of child development, noted this shift usually occurs between 4 and 7 months. It's when your baby starts looking for what they've dropped. But early on, they make the A not B error. Even if they see you move a toy from blanket A to blanket B, they will still look for it under A. Their logic is still developing. This error shows us that a baby's memory is tied to their actions. They don't just remember the toy, they remember the act of finding it. Time for our Smart Parenting Play Audit. Point 1. If your baby drops a spoon from their high chair, do they look down to see where it went? Give yourself a point for yes. This is why Peekaboo is the world's most important game. It is a high-speed workout for object permanence. You vanish and return, proving the world is stable. Point 2. Does your baby cover their own eyes or hide behind a blanket to initiate play? This shows they are starting to test the rules of existence. Score 2 out of 5. Object permanence is also the root of separation anxiety. Once they know you still exist when you leave the room, they can finally miss you. It's a sign of growth, not a problem. Practical tip. Validate the missing. Say, I went away and now I'm back. This reinforces the concept of a reliable, permanent world. Point 3. In a repetitive game, does your baby start laughing before the surprise happens? That anticipation means their brain is predicting the future. That's 3 points out of 5. What play milestones are you seeing? Peekaboo? Dropping toys? Comment below. We love hearing about these breakthroughs. Play is not just fun. It is a baby's work. Through play, they are building the cognitive architecture that will support complex problem solving for the rest of their lives. They are learning cause and effect. If I do X, then Y happens. This is the very foundation of the scientific method, occurring right in your living room. Point 4. Do they experiment with gravity by dropping things over and over? They aren't trying to annoy you. They are literally studying physics. Score 4 out of 5. Simple is often better. Minimalist toys allow the baby's brain to do more of the work, rather than just reacting to lights and sounds. Focus on textures and weights. Final point. Does your baby show persistent interest in a task for more than a minute? This sustained attention is a major win. You've hit 5-5 on our play audit. Remember, the best toy in the room is you. Joint attention, where you both look at the same thing, is the fastest way to grow their brain and your bond. To summarize, object permanence builds trust in the world's stability, and play builds the logic to navigate it. Every block knocked over is a lesson learned. We are entering the final segment of our 20-minute masterclass. Next week, we tackle the big one, the science of sleep and how to co-regulate for better nights. Thanks for watching Part 3. Keep this playlist pinned to your homepage to show your audience you offer real value. We'll see you in the finale. Sleep deprivation is often called the rite of passage for new parents. But what if understanding your baby's unique sleep architecture could change everything? Welcome to the finale of Smart Parenting. We've decoded attachment, emotions, and play. Today, we tackle the most discussed topic in parenting: sleep. Baby sleep is not like adult sleep. Their cycles are shorter, only 50 to 60 minutes. And they spend twice as much time in REM, or active sleep, where the brain does its most vital work. Biologically, babies are wired for proximity. In the wild, a baby who slept alone was a baby in danger. That instinct remains in their DNA today. This is where co-regulation is most powerful. Your presence, your scent, and your steady breathing act as a biological anchor, helping your baby's nervous system settle into deep rest. Let's start our final Smart Parenting audit. Point 1. Do you have a consistent 15-minute wind-down ritual? Predictability lowers cortisol and prepares the brain for melatonin. Give yourself a point for yes. If a baby is too stressed, their body produces cortisol, which is essentially biological caffeine. You cannot force a brain full of cortisol to sleep. You must co-regulate it away first. Point 2. Can you spot the early signs of tiredness, like eye rubbing or losing interest, before they become overtired? Catching that window is key. Score 2 out of 5. Practical tip. Focus on the cave effect: dark, cool, and consistent sound. These external signals tell the primitive brain that the environment is safe for total surrender to sleep. Point 3. When your baby whimpers or moves in their sleep, do you wait a moment before intervening? They might just be in active sleep and not actually awake. That's 3 points out of 5. Sometimes a hand on the chest is all the co-regulation they need. It's a physical reminder: I am here. You are safe. We're almost at the end of our series. What is your total audit score across all 4 parts? Share your journey in the comments below. Point 4. Are you taking care of your own nervous system? You cannot pour from an empty cup. Your calm is what allows them to be calm. Score 4 out of 5. There is no such thing as a perfect sleeper. There are only developing humans and the parents who support them. Every night is a fresh start. Final point. Do you trust that this phase is temporary and that you are doing enough? If yes, you've completed the Smart Parenting series with a 5.5. You've now completed the full 20-minute masterclass. From the biology of attachment to the science of sleep, you are now a more conscious, connected parent. Science gives us the tools, but your intuition and presence are the magic. Trust yourself. Your baby already does. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive. Share this series with a parent who needs it, and don't forget to pin this playlist to your channel. We'll see you in the next guide.